Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sumukascha Ekadantascha Kapilo Gajakarnakaha Lambodharascha Vikato Vignarajo Vinayakaha Dhumaketur Ganadhyakshaha Palachandro Gajananaha Vakratundaha Surpakarno Herambaha Skandapurvajaha Shuklambaradaram Vishtum Safivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannapadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopasantaye Yatyadvarada Vaktradhyaha Parishadhyaha Parastatam Vignam Nidhanti Satatam Vishvaksenam Tamasraye Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheswaraha Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. With Bhagavan's grace, let us continue where we left off yesterday. We came up to slokam number 30. Saha yeshaha loke vikhyatah parikshititi yat prabhuhu garbhe drashtam anudhyayan pariksheta nareshu iva. Number 31. Saha rajaputraha vavrudhe asu shuklaiva udupaha apuryamanaha pitrubihi kantabihi iva saha anvaham. Saha rajaputraha Babridhe asu shuklaiva udupaha apuryamanaha pitrubihi kantabihi iva saha anvaham. Saha, that child, Rajaputraha, the son of the king, Babridhe, grew up, asu, very soon. Shuklaiva udupaha. Udupaha means the moon. In the Shukla Paksham, the waxing face of the moon. What happens to the moon? Every day, one additional facet is added. Like that, the growing face of the moon. Like that, the child grew very soon. Apuryamanaha pitrubihi kantabihi. The pitrubihi by the parents, in this case, it's a guardians, parental guardians. Remember, his father Abhimanyu was killed in the battle. So Pitrubihi, the guardians, especially the grandfathers, the grandparents, who were taking care of him. Apuryamanaha kantabihi. Apuryamanaha, in a most complete, luxuriant manner. Kantabihi, he was taught, brought up in an excellent manner with education, all the 64 branches of knowledge. Saha anvaham. Saha iva anvaham. The anvaham means day to day he grew up, being taken care of by his parental guardians and being taught in the various fields of knowledge in the correct way. He was growing up beautifully as the moon grows during the waxing phase. Number 32. Yakshemanaha asvamedhena jnati droha jihasaya raja labdadanaha dadhyau na anyatra kara dandayoho. Yakshemanaha asvamedhena jnati droha jihasaya raja labdadanaha dadhyau na anyatra kara dandayoho. Raja Yakshemanaha, he wanted to perform asvamedhena, the asvamedha yagam, droha Jnati drogaha jigasaya. Jnati drogaha. Because he killed in the battle relatives and friends and all, and so many other people who had dependence on them, and they were all left without somebody to take care of them. Jnati drogaha. Because of that, there was lots of sin that accumulated. Now, this is what Yudhishthira thought. What actually happened was different. But his thinking was, he had committed lots of sins, and the only way to do that is to do Asvamedha Yagam. And so he wanted to free himself of those sins. So Jihasaya means to free yourself, to get free. Labda Dhanaha. Now, to do the Asvamedha Yagam, you need lots of wealth, lots of money, because it costs quite a bit of expenditure. It's a big undertaking. So, Dadhyau, he was thinking about how to get the various wealth, the money that is required to perform the Asvamedha Yagam. Because na anyatra, there is no otherwise. Normally, the king gets his income from taxes and fines that he levies on the citizens and sub-rulers. But in this case, because of the battle, everybody was basically broke. There was no money available. He couldn't ask them to pay money, tax and all that. That would have been adharmic. So karadandayoho nanyatra, he couldn't ask for taxes or fines, and there is no other way. So Sathya was thinking about labdadanaha, how to get the various monetary resources required to perform the Aswamedha Yagam, which he wanted to do to free himself the sins accumulated due to the killing of so many people. Literally, millions and millions of people died. It is a very extremely gruesome and awesome battle that had just been over. Yakshimanaha aswamedhena jnati drohaha jihasaya raja labda dhanaha dadhyau na anyatra karadandayoho. Number 33. Tat abhibratam bhrataraha achyuta choditaha dhanam prahinam ajahruhu udichyam disi bhurisaha. Tat abhibratam alakshya bhrataraha achyuta choditaha dhanam prahinam ajahruhu udichyam disi bhurisaha. Tat abhipratam alakshya bhrataraha. The bhrataraha, the brother, that desire of Yudhishthira, abhipratam, tat abhipratam, that desire of their eldest brother, the Yudhishthira, to perform the Aswamedha Yagam, but he didn't have money to do that. Tat abhipratam, alakshya, observing that, being aware of that. Bhrataraha, his brothers, achyutaha, they approach Krishna. Who else? Krishna, the only refuge. They approached him. Choditaha, and then Krishna advised them. Choditaha means being advised by Achyuta, Krishna. So, dhanam prahinam ajahruhu. And the dhanam prahinam, to collect the various wealth, ajahruhu udichyam disi bhurisaha. They went in the northern direction where previously a king called Marut and had performed Aswamedha Yagam, and he gave away so much wealth to all the Brahmins and everybody that they just could not carry all of it back home. So they just dropped various gold bars and all that right on the road on the way they were returning. They just could not carry it. They were all under the ground. So Krishna told them about it, which was in the northern direction. So they udichyam disi, they went northernward. Bhurisa had to get the sufficient amount of wealth to conduct the Aswamedha Yagam, no more than what is required. Tat abhipratam alakshya bhrataraha achyuta choditaha dhanam prahinam ajahruhu udichyam disi bhurisaha. Number 34. Tena sambhrita sambharaha dharmaputraha yudhishthiraha vajimedaihi tribihi bhitaha yajnehi samayajat harim. Tena sambhrita sambharaha dharmaputraha yudhishthiraha vajimedaihi tribihi bhitaha yajnehi samayajat harim. Tena sambhrita, with that wealth, sambhrita, the one that has been collected by his brothers, that wealth, sambharaha, he bought all the ingredients required. So sambhara means the various ingredients required for the yagam. Dharmaputraha Yudhishthira, the Dharmaputra Yudhishthira did all this. He arranged for all the materials to be bought. Then he conducted Tribihi Vajimedaihi. He conducted 3 yagams, 3 Aswamedha yagam. And Bhitaha, now Bhitam means fear. But here the fear is not one of what we call a fear. The one of to make sure that nothing goes wrong, everything done according to the prescriptions from the Vedas. So not deviate even a tint from the Vedic prescription. With that carefulness, Bhitaha, the yajna, he performed the yajna, and then through that Harim samayajate, the worshipped perfectly, worshipped Bhagavan. The perfection comes when you conduct the yagam perfectly. And the attitude is also very important, not that a physical activity of offering things in the fire, not only the physical activity of reciting mantras, but the attitude with which you do it, one of devotion and one of bhakti. That is what Bhagavan always accepts. And that's what he did. That's what the Bita also means, that to make sure the attitude was correct. Tena sambhrita sambharaha dharmaputraha yudhishthiraha vaji medaihi tribihi bhitaha yajnaihi samayajat harim. Number 35. Ahutaha Bhagavan Rajnya Yajayitva Vijayhi Nrupam Uvase Katichit Masan Suhurtam Priyakamyaya. Ahutaha Bhagavan Rajnya Yajayitva Vijayhi Nrupam Uvasa Katichit Masan Suhurtam Priyakamyaya. Now, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Bhagavan, Ahutaha Rajnya. Ahuta means to being called, okay? And when we offer things in yajna and ahuti, we say that's samarpanam, that's offering, but we're actually calling the devas to come and carry it to where, and take it to where it should go. So ahutaha means being called by, in this case being requested by, okay? Being very humbly and lovingly requested by Rajnya, by the king. So king requested Bhagavan Sri Krishna to stay behind for a few more months, a little bit more time. So that's what it is. Yajayitva and Vijayhi Nrupam. So this Yajayitva, this yagam having been performed by Vijayhi, by these various brahmanas, Nrupam the king, okay. So Bhagavan at that time, Ahutaha Rajnya, having been requested by the king, Uvase Katichit Masan. Uvase, he resided, he stayed. Katichit, a few months. Katichit Masan, a few months. Suhrudam Priya Kamyaya. Suhrudam, along with all the well-wishers, people who are all good-hearted, which means that they are all devotees. A devotee who has got his mind and heart bent towards Bhagavan is automatically a Suhrit. He wishes well for everybody. So Suhritam, with all those well-wishers and souls, Priya Kamyaya, to grace them with love. It is a very loving grace of Bhagavan to stay behind and share this selfless love, this prema. That is how Bhagavan acts. He always acts in love. Priya Kamyaya Suhrutam Katichit Masan Uvase. Bhagavan Uvase. Okay. Ahutaha Bhagavan Rajnya Yajayitva Vijayhi Nrupam Uvase Katichit Masan Suhrutam Priya Kamyaya. Number 36. Tataha Rajnya Abhya Anujñataha Krishnaya Saha Bandhubihi Yayau Dvaravatim Brahman Sa Arjunah Yadubihi Vrutaha. Tataha Rajnya Abhya Anujñataha Krishnaya Saha Bandhubihi Yayau Dvaravatim O Brahman Sa Arjunah Yadubihi Vrutaha. Tataha, after that, after staying for some time, Rajnya Abhya Anujñataha. Rajnya, by the king, Abhya Anujñataha, being permitted. Okay, after being permitted by King Yudhishthira, and Krishnaya, and also by Draupadi, having been permitted by Draupadi, they requested Krishna to stay behind, so he stayed. And then, after being permitted by the Raja and by Draupadi, Krishnaya, okay, Dvaravati. So, Saha Bandhubihi Yayau Dvaravatim. Okay, Saha Bandhubihi, with all the relatives that are present there, Yayau, he went, Dvaravatim to Dwaraka, Brahman, O Brahmanas, is Sutta addressing Saunaka and all the other rishis who were listening to him. So he says, Brahman, who all the Brahmanas, he left for Dwaraka. along with his various relatives, saha Arjunaha yadubihi vrutaha. So you can also understand Krishnaya saga bandhubihi, or not Draupadi and all the other relatives, after taking their permission. He left for Dvaravati, for Dwaraka. Sa Arjunaha yadubihi, along with Arjuna and various Yadavas, vrutaha, surrounded by, they all went together with him. Tataha Rajnya Abhya Anujnataha Krishnaya Saha Bandhubihi Yayau Dvaravatim Brahman Sa Arjunaha Yadubihi Vrutaha Iti Srimad Bhagavate Mahapurane Paramahamsyam Samhitayam Pratamaskandhe Naimishiya Upakhyane Parikshit Janma Adut Kashau Nama Dvadaso Adhyayah. That ends the 12th chapter in Srimad Bhagavatam, which is a great Puranam. Paramahamsyam, it narrates and delineates the moksha tattvam itself. And Samhitayam, it's Samhitai. Hita means it is something that is very beneficial. Samhita is something that is most beneficial, takes you to the lotus feet. That is why it's called Samhita. Samhita does not mean just a story, okay? It offers tremendous benefits. Samhitayam, just by listening to Bhagavatam, we get the benefit. Pratama Skande, the first Skandham, Naimishiya Upakhyane, the description, the detailed description that is being given in the forest, Naimisharanyam, Parikshit Janma Adut Kashau, the birth of Parikshit and what happened immediately after that story, Nama Dvadaso Adhyayaha, the 12th chapter. Thus is the 12th chapter. Iti Dvadaso Adhyayaha. Thus is the 12th chapter. That's the end of it. And with Bhagavan's grace, we will take up 13th chapter in our next session on Monday. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Samastalokaha Sukino Bhavanto. Samastalokaha Sukino Bhavanto. Samastalokaha Sukino Bhavanto. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om.